Welcome to the TikTok Drop Capsule. Time to open today's drop, and it's a hard reality check.
I'm holding my phone up because, my phone holder just broke amongst everything else. In the wise words of the prophet George Carlin, it's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Meanwhile, I'm out here. I'm not asleep. I am wide awake. I am paying $6 for McCormick chicken dust today. Chicken dust. Chicken seasoning is $6 for a tiny little fucking jar. Eggs, $10 damn a dozen. Folgers coffee is now $20 for the lidded red jar, the tin that tastes like it was scraped out of a nursing home's drip pod in 1986. And then Trump's over here like, the economy's great. It's great. Really, bitch? That's why people are financing their groceries on Klarna like it's a Louis Vuitton bag. That's why we're out here afterpaying fucking bananas. By the way, I've lost my voice if you can't tell, just, from being sick and from crashing out this week over groceries. It's not the American dream. It is the American gaslight. And we're all just out here seasoning our fucking ramen with bad debt that we can't pay. You can't even treat yourself anymore. A Starbucks run feels like applying for a small business loan. A grocery store trip requires like a blood sacrifice in your firstborn and a cosigner with decent credit. Costco is absolutely terrifying. I don't even want to go in. I mean, it used to be the land of abundance, and now I'm terrified. You walk in rather confident, and walk out broke and confused, holding a $40 jar of pickles and a kayak that you didn't know you fucking needed. And let's be honest, bill due dates, those aren't real anymore. They're polite little suggestions, sometimes polite, sometimes not. Credit cards be calling me like, ma'am, you're 4 days past due. And I'm like, and? Get in line, man. You'll get your $35 minimum payment when I'm done paying $12 for these eggs. I just realized I wasn't breathing there. And utilities don't even pay the electric bill or buy milk for the kids' choices. But sure, tell me again about how wages are up. Yeah, cool. $3 more an hour so I can afford a half cart of groceries and a therapy session about why I cried in aisle 5 because the box of Cheerios was $9. $9. And at this point, I don't need a financial advisor. I need an exorcist because clearly the demons running this economy are thriving while the rest of us are out here bartending vibes and trauma for gas money. And when that doesn't cut it, guess who's going to be at the pawn shop with grandma's heirlooms? Not me. Yes, sir, it's a Victorian locket from 1892. No, I don't care what it's worth. Just tell me if it'll cover 2 gallons of milk and a tank of unleaded. For fuck's sake.
Costco strikes again, 11 items, $208. Here we go.
Let's talk about the real pandemic. No, not COVID, the one that started after. The I can't afford eggs rant or a will to live pandemic. Because apparently, in America 2025, making it means surviving on iced coffee, anxiety, and Klarna grocery payments. How did we get here?
Hi guys, good night. So let me tell you a pandemic that has been going on. And the reason why I am saying something about it right now is because I have never seen it this bad. I mean, it has been getting progressively worse, but I have never seen it this bad. And guys, if you hear the noise in the background, that is my daughter with her cocoa melon, okay? So I think I have some authority to speak on this issue because without saying a lot, I work in the department where we address issues regarding back rent, individuals who owe back rent. Uncle Sam assist in whatever way possible. So you have other housing resources in the community. A lot of people don't know about it. It's just that a lot of people know about the government because we are the most popular, okay? But I have never seen it this bad. I have never seen it this bad. It's a pandemic. People People owe 10, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. The highest I've seen, $60,000 in rent. Sometimes when my coworkers see, when we're processing the cases and we see the breakdown, sometimes we pull each other aside and we're looking at this like, is this number real? Is this $50,000, $40,000, $30,000, $60,000, $65,000 that people owe in rent? Now let me tell you something. For what people are charging for let me start with a studio. I see studios going for $2,500. I see 1 bedrooms going for $3,000. I see 2 bedrooms going for nearly. It's like people between housing and grocery right now. It's like it's a neck to neck battle. Like people are seriously trying to figure out what is the most important bill to pay, whether it's your rent to keep a roof over your head or to buy groceries to eat. People are seriously contemplating which bill to pay, whether you pay your rent or whether you want to buy some food. And if you're working and you make over barely anything, in some states you cannot even apply for food stamps. If you're working, if you pass the basic poverty guideline, you're not getting cash assistance and you're not getting food stamps. So you are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. So when for whatever reason your rent gets out of control, you apply for assistance. It's like a catch-22, because if your rent is $2,000, if your rent is like $1,700, $1,800, $1,900, $2,000, and you are making, so say your rent is $1,800 and you are making and you are making $1,400 or $1,500 per month, you are gonna get denied for insufficient income. It's like when you apply, they're gonna tell you that your case is gonna get rejected for insufficient income, because if your rent is $1,800, and that doesn't include food, light, gas, you are gonna get rejected because you have insufficient income, meaning the money that you're bringing in per month is not enough to pay the rent. So it's like, or you get some stipulations. When you're reading the stipulations you're giving them, is like you're wondering, are these people for real? I'm telling you, people are seriously have to be making some serious decisions when it comes to their rent and their food. People are seriously considering which is the best bill to pay nowadays. So you see people like me, who we have lived in rent stabilized building for years. You have lived here for over like 10, 15, 20. I know people who lived in my building for up to 30, 35 years, and they told me with their own mouth they are not going anywhere. Because we fall under, when you've lived in your building for a certain time, based on the building, it's a private building, but you fall under rent stabilization guidelines. So even if the landlord increase the rent, it can only be increased only so much. I don't even tell people how much I pay for rent anymore, because people gonna wonder if I'm joking. Because I fall under the rent stabilization guidelines, because I've lived in my building for over 10 years. I don't even tell people how much I pay for rent anymore, because people gonna look at me like, because those prices for 1, 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, we have 4 bedrooms in my building. Those prices don't exist no more. They don't exist anymore. So I just keep my mouth shut and thank God for his many blessings and keep it moving, because when I'm processing those applications and I see what some people are paying for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, sometimes I have to ask my coworker if this is the price I'm seeing. People owe so much money. You owe 20, 30, $40,000. Your rent is 2,000 and something dollar, and you're only making $1,500 a month. People are having it hard. I remember some time ago there was this gentleman, young guy that lives in my building, and we're on the same floor, and I was passing and I see the marshal lock down the apartment, only come to understand that he lived with his dad, and apparently his dad wasn't paying the rent as he should be paying the rent. And the gentleman, and I guess he was giving the father his portion of the rent, and the father wasn't paying the rent, and the father must have moved, gone somewhere else, didn't say anything to him. So he came home from work and the apartment was locked down. Marshall locked down the apartment in winter. People are having it hard. People are having it hard. This is the reason why you see people sometimes don't even want people to come and stay with them, because they have to be struggling too much to keep the roof over their head, to have you in their apartment living free. People are having it hard to buy grocery. You are working and you can't even take $300 and buy grocery. You buy $300 worth of grocery and it's like you're buying nothing. Ask me. Let me tell you, something has to change, something has to give. I'm telling you, that's why I have to hold on to my faith in God, because people are seriously, when they get paid, people are seriously thinking of which bill is most important to pay, whether it is to keep a roof over their head or it is to buy food. And when I'm interviewing some people, they will tell me, yes, I know I have to pay my rent, but I have to eat, and my children have to eat, and I have to make sure they go to school, and I have to pay for childcare. What do you say to something like that? People have to make hard choices, whether they wanna keep a roof over their head, or whether they wanna make sure that their family are well looked after. And with the salary that they are earning, it's not cutting it. But people are really having a hard time nowadays. But God is merciful. The only thing I have to tell you guys, if you never used to pray, pray and ask God for guidance and coverage, because the way how I see this thing going, it don't look good. It don't look pretty.
You ever notice every paycheck feels like a breakup text? It hits your account, gives you false hope, and then immediately disappears. Rent takes half. Groceries take the other half, and Wi-Fi takes what's left of your dignity. And the government's like, good news, inflation is down. Down where? Because the only thing going down is my credit score.
So you want to charge us an arm and a leg for eggs, and also chance us getting sick with the bird flu, because the bird flu is going around with chicken, eggs, birds. So you're charging us all this extra freaking inflation, and we can get the bird flu. Like, make that make sense. This is America now these days, you guys. Ever since COVID hit, everything's just been down. to the families that are struggling, the single mothers. I'm a single mom. My business, I used to have an amazing business. Now that's just basically a side hustle. But to people that are, you know, barely making ends meet, like, how do you expect them to choose rent over groceries? Like, it's ridiculous. It's really sad. It's sad. Hopefully things get better, but I don't see anything getting better. Like, rent is insane, especially in California and everywhere in America from what I hear. So God, be with us and let's pray.
Oh, nothing pisses me off more than unnecessary expensive groceries. Let me set the scene for you. So I went food shopping today. First of all, I don't food shop in my neighborhood because it's overly expensive. And I find that Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, obviously we know Trader Joe's is a lot cheaper. However, neither Whole Foods or Trader Joe's had egg whites that I like to use. I was like, whatever, I'll just go to my local supermarket to do so. I, looked up how much it cost before I went, just so I could be prepared for the unnecessary amount of money that I was going to spend. Online, it was a separate brand, and I think it said it was like $5.35. Okay, I'm gonna expect to pay around $5-6 for it. I go into the store, I grab it, it's $5.69. I get to the register, it's $5.89. And I'm like, am I going crazy? I hand the lady $6 and I'm like, whatever, I grab my receipt. I go back to check the price that's listed where everything was in stock. Lo and behold, it is $5.69. So what did I do? I took a picture of it. I went back to the register and was like, hey, can you tell me about this discrepancy in price? Why is it $5.69 here and you charge me $5.89? So she went, and oh, you got to go talk to the manager. And sure enough, I talked to the manager. So they ended up refunding me my 20 cents. And this is just your sign to make sure that you're paying attention, because not only are local food markets raising prices, they're also like raising the price in our face. How is it on the shelves it's one price, and then in my face when I get to the register it's another? And it's like something small, 20 cents, we're not going to necessarily pay attention to, because $5.69, $5.89, even the numbers kind of look the same. So you'll like second guess yourself, like, am I tripping? Was it $5.89? No, it was not. So use that as your sign to just make sure that you're checking your prices. And I don't know, I need to make sure I'm getting the best deal possible. So if that means I have to travel a little bit further to optimize my dollar, I am going to do so, because listen, it's just like the price gouging is getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand. Another example, I buy the Fage yogurt. I think it's Fage, F-A-G-E yogurt. And at Whole Foods, I paid $6. At my local supermarket, it's Food Bazaar, by the way. I'm talking about Food Bazaar. Food Bazaar wanted $10 for the same thing, and that was their sale price. Their sale price. Be so for real right now. Be so for real. I don't know, like, boycott, defund Food Bazaar. Food Bazaar specifically should be jailed for the price gouging that they do.
Bro, I went to buy eggs last week. $10 a dozen for eggs. Not even the fancy pasture-raised ones with therapy chickens. Just regular depression eggs from Walmart. And then there's McCormick seasoning. $6 for chicken dust. $6 to pretend your food has flavor while your soul leaves your body. I swear, we're going to be out here after paying bananas next. 4 easy payments of $1.25, and you too can own this potassium.
Renters, I need 10 seconds. Why does the grocery store give you more back on your spend every month than rent does? You go to the store, you get rewards points and credit card points for buying milk and bread. Rent's way bigger. Can it work the same way?
Young people are fucked in America, and it all comes down to groceries. I read a staggering fact the other day. 53% of Americans are concerned about the cost of groceries more than anything else. eggs, bread, chicken, milk, all that shit are more expensive than they ever have been, and it affects people like Gen Z and millennials the most because these two generations have the least amount of wealth, are the lowest paid of any successive generation, and when you can't pay for the basics, it also means you can't pay for housing, you can't pay for your date, you can't pay for travel, your life generally sucks.
Guys, I don't know how the average American is making it right now because from the looks of it, things are just going to hell. For example, if you want to rent an apartment, the landlord wants proof of income 3 times the rent. And out here in northern New Jersey, that means a 1-bedroom, you got to be making 30 to 50% more than the national average. The groceries have gone up like crazy. It's like, it seems like it keeps creeping up ever so slightly. But after 3-4 months, you feel like it's a you feel the increase. Because last year, I would be shopping for myself alone twice a week, and it would run me about $80 each trip. Now it's costing me like $125 to $140 per trip. And when I include going out maybe once or twice a week to eat, my total for food is coming out to be crazy. It's over $1,000. And I know it wasn't like that growing up. It's gotten out of hand. But people are walking around like nothing's wrong. Everything is fine. Everything is dandy. But it won't be long before people are going to have to decide whether to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, or feed their families. And of course, people are going to choose.
And rent? Don't even. Landlords out here asking for 3 times the rent, like we all secretly have a OnlyFans and a side hustle in Bitcoin. You want proof of income? Sure. Here's my tears, my blood pressure, and a bag of returnable cans. People are literally choosing between eating and keeping a roof over their heads. Should I eat dinner tonight or keep the lights on so I can cry with visibility? And groceries? I went to Costco the other day and came out with a $40 jar of pickles and a kayak. A kayak! I don't even live near water, bro. Costco is basically a casino now. You go in confident, come out broke, disoriented, and holding 800 rolls of toilet paper like a war veteran. And can we talk about how every store is lying to us with shelf prices? It says $5.69 on the label, but somehow it's $5.89 at the register. Like, did inflation happen in the checkout line? 20 cents ain't much, but multiply that by a country of broke people, and boom, Jeff Bezos just bought another rocket.
Hey, Raph, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy That's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking, and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually going to go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like, genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm gonna have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally like, I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right. Well, rats, peace and blessings. And I hope you can afford your rent today and groceries and your car and insurance and life. Bye.
Who are these people that are affording groceries, going to the grocery store every week, spending $300, $400 a week, and they're just like, whatever. It's cool. It's pocket change. Seriously, not me. Family of 5. I have little children. Little. They're 12, 10, and 5. I don't even have teens living in my house yet. And I'm just like, just went to Market Basket, spent $338. Family of 5. That's pretty good, honestly. Only got $20 of non-food stuff, and the only meat I got was sausage, like turkey sausage links, and chicken. Like for the week, not a lot of chicken. And I'm just like, what? What? How are we doing it? How are you affording groceries? How are we doing this? I remember being a teen and going to my friend's house, or people come to my house, and we would just like eat all the strawberries, all the chips, drink all the orange juice in one day. I wonder if my parents and their parents were like wanting to like wring our necks at that point, you know, because they're like, that is expensive. You just saved $25 in fruit. Obviously it wasn't $25 then, but you get the point. Are you affording groceries comfortably? Should I get a second job? Should I work more? I don't know.
That car looking real expensive, and I gotta pay for that. But will it ever equate to rent? No. I'd rather pay that than go move an apartment right now in this economy. I had to leave her. Who's paying for that? I'm scared to see how much this is gonna cost. See, this is why I really pay for groceries, because look, there's no way you need 2 of these. Do you like pizza or you like Starbucks? Ooh, shit. She not even done scanning yet. Woo. No. I want my $200 back. $200 is literally like, what is $200 though? Yeah, no, it was literally $300. Look at I got a new Louis Vuitton perfume. That's $300. But next time you're never getting $40 worth of coffee ever again. Who likes coffee that much? You know how much would that would have cost 2 years ago? $150?
Teachers, nurses, single parents, they're out here performing financial gymnastics just to survive. You know it's bad when the teachers can't afford school supplies and the kids are bringing them GoFundMe links for homework. And don't even get me started on gas. $105 to fill up a Nissan Maxima? At that point, I'm siphoning fuel from lawnmowers and praying nobody calls the cops. Meanwhile, politicians are like, wages are up, the economy's great. Oh yeah? Then why does buying Folgers coffee feel like applying for a small business loan? Why does a trip to Target require a cosigner with good credit? We're living in the American gaslight. The dream is dead. But don't worry, it's available for monthly payments on Klarna. At this point, due dates on bills aren't real anymore. They're just vibes, suggestions. My credit card company called me like, ma'am, you're 4 days past due. And I said, so are my groceries, Karen. Get in line.
It cost me $105 to fill up a Maxima. $105 to fill up a fucking Nissan Maxima. Bitch, I'll flip all this shit over. Are you dumb? Joseph Robinette Biden. Wake up, Peepaw. I don't know if you got to pass a bill, sue Shell, BP on behalf of all of us, but between gas, groceries, rent, and the goddamn $1.25 tree, I'm going to have to be out here doing something strange for a little piece of change. I'm broke, bitch.
I'm just leaving Kroger, and there's absolutely no reason why groceries for 2 people should be $300. $300 for groceries. That's not even going to last us probably the whole month. It's got to be a better way. Because this ain't it. This ridiculous. God dang it. Ridiculous.
Hey everyone, Chuck here. I am at the Walmart in Rochester, Indiana, and I went to grab coffee because I'm out of coffee and was kind of shocked. The 38 ounce, 38.2 ounce coffee, Maxwell House is $21.44. So I was curious and I looked back, and in October of last year, so almost a year ago, I paid $12 and some odd cents. I'll put the receipt on this later for the same exact amount. I mean, if you think tariffs or inflation or something's not increasing the costs, you're messed up in the head. It's not coming down. This is ridiculous. I ended up getting the smaller coffee, kitty litter, bleach, dog food, almost $100.
trying to get groceries, but the price of these, I have to decide whether I'm paying rent this month or eating.
Friendly reminder that while you're deciding on whether you can afford groceries or rent this week, CEOs are deciding whether to buy a new yacht or a new private jet.
You want to know what's the scariest part? This generation, Gen Z, millennials, we're not even lazy. We're tired. We're working 2 jobs, 3 side hustles, and still eating ramen like it's a luxury meal. We're not living paycheck to paycheck. We're living prayer to prayer. But hey, at least we've got hope. And memes. And TikTok. Because if we can't laugh about the chaos, we'll cry in the produce aisle over $9 Cheerios. So if you're out here juggling rent, gas, groceries, and mental health, you're not alone. You're just part of the world's most stressed reality show, Survivor, the American Economy. And remember, when they say things are getting better, just smile, sip your $7 coffee, and whisper, yeah, for who? Now comment below, what's the wildest price you've seen lately? I'll start. $12 eggs and a prayer.